Welcome back to Lepanto. Andy Maness and Marcus Carlton here with you on Tubetown to bring you this championship matchup here in the 2A2 District Tournament. The East Poinsett County Warriors, the hosting team in this tournament, made it all the way to the championship matchup, standing in their way of winning tournament gold here on their home floor of one of the most formidable teams in all of the 2A conference across the state. Their rival from right down the road, the Marked Tree Indians. You can see they're the 1 seed out of the East. East Poinsett County, the 2 seed out of the East.
Yeah, these two teams have played several times this year, Andy, and, you know, I think we're in for another good one tonight. We've got a packed house. I do not see an open seat anywhere in the building. We've got people lining the baselines, and we've got people standing in the entryway trying to find a place, just a little nook in a corner to try to sneak into for this one, as this is quite the matchup with all the marbles on the line here for the district tournament title.
And this is how it's supposed to be, too. This is what you hope that you get out of a tournament.
Absolutely.
Not only you get a good basketball game between two good teams, but you throw in the element of, hey, this is a rivalry game, and oh, by the way, there's only about 10 miles of highway that separate these two towns. So needless to say, I think everybody in Lepanto, everybody in Marked Tree, they're either here or they're watching right now.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what you want. If you're a competitor, this is the type of game you live for. You've got your rival on your home floor facing off against you for the district title.
Starting lineups being introduced right now as Coach Barbara Wilburn and her Marked Tree Indians make their way on the floor. We'll start the starting lineup introductions with them. Number 2, Markel Perry Washington. He's making his way out there on the floor right now. Reminds me of Horace Grant from the old school days.
Yeah.
Number 3, Colby Malone. Number 5, Travius Brown. And number 11, Jack Brown. And playing center tonight for the Marked Tree Indians, number 23, Paul Coleman. 4, Coach Stephen Brown of the East Poinsett County Warriors. Number 2, TJ Bush. Number 3, Travis Joplin. Number 11, D. Buchanan. Number 1, Jonathan Gilmore. And number 55, Isaiah Taylor.
Andy, I think they'll put us to the test tonight because this is going to be a very fast up and down the court game from both teams. And if you're EPC coming into this game, I don't feel like the pressure is on EPC. Nobody's giving them a chance to win this game. You've got an undefeated team, possibly, arguably the best team in 2A on your floor. They're undefeated. The bullseye is on their back. You know, let it loose, play relaxed. Don't be scared of anything in this game because all the pressure is on the team with that goose egg in the right-hand column.
Yeah, you got nothing to lose right now if you're the East Poinsett County Warriors. Everything to gain. Go out there and have some fun. Here's the tip. Jonathan Gilmore and Markel Perry Washington jump for it, and it's the East Poinsett County Warriors that come away with the opening possession.
Marked Tree extends their defense up to the half-court mark, looking for that trap right off the bat.
We saw them play last night against Sloan Hendricks, and it was just an absolute defensive smashing by the Marked Tree Indians last night.
Yeah,
something like 10 shots from the floor at halftime for Sloan Hendricks.
Just absolutely smothering on defense.
I think they had more turnovers in the first half than they actually had shots from the floor.
I believe you're correct.
So East Poinsett County is going to take
Holy
a deep
cow.
three-point shot here to start things off. Long rebound. Rebound's going to go to TJ Bush. Another three-point shot on the way. Paul Coleman skies up to get the rebound. Here come the Indians.
It looks like we have a last-minute change to the lineup. Instead of Rashad Washington, I believe D. Buchanan started in his place.
Feed to Perry Washington. Goes up, shot no good. Gets his own board, and he'll go to the free throw line. An EPC Warrior had his fingertips on it, but couldn't secure it, and now Markel Perry Washington, the senior, will head to the free throw line. Marcus, we talked a little bit about him last night. Got to see him play from his freshman days all the way up until now as a senior, and it's so much fun when you get to cover these guys for as long as we do and see them grow into the players that they are.
Absolutely. You see the transformation of a player from his early days up and through his senior year, and it's a lot of times when you have a team like this, it's really fun to watch.
And then people will ask us, you know, how do you remember these players? It's not just the names and seeing them play so many times. You got Markel Perry Washington out here. He's got those iconic goggles on, and you absolutely love it. Again, it reminds me of Horace Grant as he misses his second free throw, so it's a one-point ball game here in the opening minute. Joplin with it, double teamed by both Browns. Here's Bush. Bush on the baseline will lean in, and EPC will take a 1-point lead. foul. Going to be called on Jonathan Gilmore, I believe, as Travius Brown was going after that pass.
Quick substitution into the game for EPC. Rashad Washington replacing Jonathan Gilmore.
Washington, a 5'8" senior guard. Gilmore just a junior, but he's trading in a lot of size there. 5'8" for 6'3".
Yeah.
6'3" headed to the bench, that is. Into Paul Coleman. Three-pointer from Jack Brown. Doesn't fall. Offensive rebound swatted out, and I believe a foul is going to be called on East Poinsett County. Perry Washington hit the floor awfully hard there. He gets up, shaking it off.
I believe they hit Washington for that foul.
Yeah, Rashad Washington picking up number 1, and that's number 3 here on EPC in the first half. Paul Coleman working that pivot foot, leaning against the glass. We saw him work that quite a few times last night. And the Warriors not getting away with the travel, but avoiding getting one called on them.
Heads up play by Buchanan to get rid of the ball there.
Absolutely. He fell and knew he couldn't move with it, and there we see a pass poked out of the lane. TJ Bush trying to take it up, loose ball. EPC comes up with a shot by Joplin, no good. Bush chasing down. Wide open three-pointer from the corner pocket, no good, but Travis Joplin will head to the free throw line.
I believe Paul Coleman got him there with the body in the corner.
Yep, just at the last second. Nice little sell job by Travis Joplin. Might not have been touched by more than a jersey there, but he sold it well enough to go to the free throw line.
Either way, he's shooting free throws.
And again, that's a gutsy play to shoot a three-pointer with Paul Coleman bearing down on you, because we've seen him jump. We've seen him swat a few back into the first row. Third free throw, off the mark, offensive rebound. Shot from Bush, off the mark, fighting for the board. Jack Brown's gonna come up with it. Mark Tree wants a foul, doesn't get one. Coleman flying in there, missed the layup. Rebound goes to EPC. They push it ahead. 1-on-2 and a travel 3 steps, no doubt about it. D. Buchanan and everybody in here knew it.
Yep, just one too many steps. Ball goes back to the Indians.
About 3 minutes gone by here in the opening quarter. It's a 3-point ball game. EPC on top. Mark Tree still looking for their first basket from the floor. Markel Perry Washington, the lone point bearer right now. He got that from the free throw line. He just skied up and got an offensive board. Put back from the free throw line will fall. Markel Perry Washington now with all 3 points. The lead back down to 1. And you know, this is a home game for EPC, but you wouldn't think it right now.
Think so.
Travis Joplin with it. Now back to D. Buchanan. Trying to run a half-court trap here are the Mark Tree Indians. 3-point attempt. Well short, off one of the Warriors, I believe. Referee trying to look like he was trying to decide which direction he wanted to point there.
A little full-court token pressure.
Yeah, Rashad Washington staying on Travius Brown. And there's one player you want to stay on, it might be him, because he's deadly from behind that three-point line, but we've also seen his floor vision as well. He can take it down the floor, an excellent guard for Coach Barbara Wilburn. There is a three-pointer from Markel Perry Washington off the mark, collected by D. Buchanan. Skip pass all the way down in the corner. Quick three-point shot on the way, off the mark. And Travius Brown, goes up to get the rebound. Lob into Coleman. Back to Travius. Travius behind his back.
Nice
Fancy
move.
handles there. Shot's no good. Offensive rebound. And it will be, once again, Markel Perry Washington headed back to the free throw line. Second time tonight. Little fade away from Travius Brown. Doesn't find the mark. You know, good job by Rashad Washington staying on Travius Brown on that crossover.
Yeah, he's almost face guarding him the whole time, no matter how close or how far away from the ball he is.
And that might have been the reason we saw Coach Brown substitute Rashad Washington in there, just because he might not, I believe it was Joplin that he replaced might not be quick enough. No, Joplin's out there on the floor. Perry Washington got his missed free throw. And it's tied up here at 4. Three-pointer on the way. Rebound will go out of bounds, and I think Markel Perry Washington's going to pick up a push from behind.
Yeah, that's exactly what the call is, Andy. That'll be his first foul.
Two team fouls on Mark Tree.
Well, it's a little confusing because Mark Tree's the higher seed, but they're in the dark uniforms tonight and playing they're the visitor on the scoreboard. So it's a little confusing here early on to get our stats correct.
Taylor over to Joplin. Here's Taylor again. Nearing the 3-minute mark here in the first quarter, and both of these teams still look like they're feeling each other out a little bit. They've played each other several times this year, but again, a championship matchup here in Lepanto to close out this tournament. Thank you guys for joining us this week in our coverage of it. Officially under the 2:55 mark here in the first quarter. Isaiah Taylor from the right corner. Zone defense is stifling right now. Pop shot from inside the three-point line, no good. Perry Washington with a rebound. Here come the Indians. 3-on-3. Colby Malone gonna drive baseline, and he'll go to the free throw line as well.
Great play by Malone. The contact came kind of after the fact, and almost should have just let him go at that moment. At that point.
Foul is going to be called on Travis Joplin. That's number 1 on Joplin.
Substitution getting set to come in for EPC after the free throw here.
So we have had 3 lead changes so far here in the first quarter. Largest lead of the night belongs to EPC. They've led by as many as 3. Right now, it's Mark Tree on top by 2.
I think we may have another episode like we had last night with a little bit of blood on the floor. So they're pushing, yeah, that's what it is. They're pushing all the players back, and they've asked the administration here at EPC for some cleaner to go out on the floor. I don't know if it's a bleach or just a special solution they use to clean up the blood, but you can't just throw a towel down over it and wipe
absolutely.
it up.
Absolutely. They have, I guess, special regulations in place for that.
Well, and we saw last night, you know, Gilmore cut his hand pretty severely. We had a fairly long stoppage in play to get all the blood trail cleaned up that went from three-point line to half court. And it looks like we've got something similar now, Andy, as, you know, coach or former coach, now principal Brian Weathers out there doing his best job to make sure the floor gets cleaned up.
Yeah, and Gilmore, if you look at his hands, he's got
got
a bandage. Yeah, got a bandage around his hand. So that right index finger. See Principal Weathers out here.
How's that for administration?
I'll tell you what.
You get an administrator out there on his hands and knees cleaning up the floor so we can play a game. I mean, that's dedication to the job right there.
Absolutely. Kudos to you, Coach. Want to give a real quick shout out to the ladies in the hospitality room as well. They have taken care of us all week long, as well as the referees and other coaching staff as well here during the tournament. So I know they're probably over there watching the game. Shout out, ladies. You've done an excellent job all week long, providing us with some great food.
You know, we always like to see tournament games and stuff, but there's no doubt about it, our favorite place during tournament has got to be the hospitality room.
No doubt about it.
TV people like to eat.
So again, if you're just joining us, 2:36 left to play in the first quarter, stopping to clean up some blood off of the floor. Somebody had a little scratch on them, and gotta go through some special precautions here when there's any type of blood on the floor.
That's some hardcore dedication there by Brian Weathers. Great job by Weathers. He was taking pointers from one of the assistant football coaches here. He's like, no, Principal Weathers, you missed a spot. We got to go back and do this again.
Great stuff. So I believe it'll be Colby Malone at the free throw line.
Yes.
Now that we have resumed play, that foul was called on Travis Joplin, his first. EPC rather, up to 5 team fouls here in the first half. Malone trying to make it a 3-point lead. Off the mark, offensive rebound for Coleman. Coleman, strong putback. Great defense from Isaiah Taylor. Taylor went up and matched Coleman.
Yeah.
He challenged him. Coleman missed the shot. Now here's EPC with an opportunity to tie it back up.
It's like substitution for EPC. I didn't grab that. Looks like Trey Howard in the game.
Yeah, Trey Howard over there in the left corner for EPC. It's Howard, Bush, Joplin, Buchanan, and Taylor. Leaning floater from
Offensive
D.
foul.
Buchanan will result in a foul for him going the other way. And now with 2:04 left to play here in the first quarter, 16 fouls already.
Well, and if these guys
EPC.
had watched the girls' game, they would have known to be watching for the offensive foul because there were several of them called early on, set the tone for the night.
Here's Jack Brown at the top of the key looking for the screen. There's the roll from Perry Washington, and Joplin gets, I'm pretty sure he's going to be the one picking up that foul, but if that's the case.
Yeah, they called that on Joplin.
Ooh, that looked like it was all ball.
There, but
that's going to put him, that ought to put him at the free throw line for a 1-and-1. And that's what the assistant coach for Mark Tree's over here signaling right now.
Yeah, that's 2 fouls on Joplin as well. Here's,
a little replay from our earlier game there. Perry Washington at the free throw line.
Glitch in the matrix there.
He is 2 for 4. 4 points here in the first quarter for Perry Washington. Hits the front end of the 1-and-1. So another one coming up. And it's a 3-point lead now for Mark Tree. Off the front rim. Lead stays at 3. Perry Washington 3 for 6 from that charity stripe. Joplin with it. Nearly double teamed. Oh, well over the head of Joplin. It'll go right into the arms of the man in the flannel jacket over there.
Well, and that turnover simply caused by the wingspan of Travius Brown. I mean, he's only stands 6'2", but he's got to have a wingspan of 6'6" or so on the front of that defense.
Saw that problem with Sloan Hendricks last night. They just could not get past the limbs of Mark Tree. And how about that explosive jump off from Paul Coleman? Missed his shot. Taylor comes down with the rebound, and it'll be Coleman picking up the reach in.
And that's 2 on Coleman as well, by my book. And see that from the official score, and he's going to have a seat.
Yep. Checking in for him is going to be Andrian Johnson. He's got a different number on tonight, wearing 14.
Yeah, I see that now.
And again, another pass over the head of the intended recipient and out of bounds. Coach Brown telling his team to settle down here. Only a 3-point game with 1:05 left to play here in the first. EPC done a good job playing defense on Mark Tree so far. Behind the back, can't find the triple. Somehow Mark Tree came away with a loose ball, got another look at it, didn't get it to fall. Here's Joplin working on Malone. Now he's trapped by Brown, and Malone's going to come up with a loose ball, and I believe he double dribbled.
They called a travel. Called a travel instead of a double dribble.
That's what I meant.
It's a turnover nonetheless.
Turnover nonetheless.
Howard out, Gilmore back in for the EPC Warriors.
Yeah, Malone got ready to dish it off and leapt in the air and hit the floor. So Joplin to inbound it. They're going to toss it back court for Buchanan.
Looks like they may be content to hold for the last shot here as we approach 30 seconds left in the first quarter.
Yeah, 25 seconds now remaining, and that's exactly what they're going to do. The defensive count has started those. Mark Tree stepped up to guard them. Oh, and again the pass goes out of bounds. Third time in a row we've seen a miscommunication between D. Buchanan and Travis Joplin, and that one not necessarily a miscommunication, just a case of butterfingers.
Yeah. So that gives it back to Mark Tree here, and they'll take the last shot of it.
Yep, under 15 left to play. Jack Brown strolls across center circle. Looking for a high screen. Here's Colby Malone with it. Gets a high screen working back the other way. He's going to travel.
Sure did.
Second travel in a row there for Colby Malone, and now 4.8 seconds left. Back-to-back turnovers for either team, and here comes the full court press for the Indians. Here's Gilmore with it. 3 seconds left. Weaving his way through traffic. Lost it. Puts up a shot. And the shot was no good. And we'll head to the second quarter. A low-scoring defensive affair between these two rivals. Mark Tree and East Poinsett County. 7-4 is the score. Mark Tree on top by 3. We're back with the second quarter of action right after this.
Murphy Dental Care is an avid supporter of high school athletics. Murphy Dental Care is also proud to be a sponsor for coverage of the 2A2 District Basketball Tournament on Tubetown. Everyone at Murphy Dental Care hopes to see great games filled with sportsmanship, competitiveness, and fun for all teams involved. Murphy Dental Care wishes the best of luck to the Sloan Hendricks Greyhound teams during their games in the tournament. Murphy Dental Care is located at 1031 West 3rd Street in Bowdoin, Arkansas.
The 2A2 District Tournament on Tubetown is brought to you by Faith Funeral Service, Murphy Dental Care, Towel & Sons Auto Sales, Ritter Communications.
Andy Maness, Marcus Carlton, welcome you back here to Lepanto at East Poinsett County, where EPC in this championship matchup with Mark Tree trailing as we start the second quarter. 7-4 is your score. Again, Mark Tree on top.
Yeah, very surprising outcome of the first quarter there. I expected a little more high scoring. We had the intensity, we had the fast pace, we just didn't have the scoring.
And quite a few turnovers from Mark Tree. EPC's done a great job playing defense so far in this first half. Let's see if they can keep it up into this second quarter. Mark Tree starting out with Perry Washington, Jack Brown, Travius Brown, along with Andrian Johnson and Colby Malone. It's Gilmore, Bush, Taylor, Buchanan, and Joplin out there on the floor for East Poinsett County. There's a screen, high post now for Markel Perry Washington. They're leaving him a little bit of space there at the top of the key to try to shoot that three maybe. Think about it anyway, put it in his mind. Oh,
had him wide open and just missed the look there.
He was working on TJ Bush in the low post, and he had some space.
Yeah, Andrian Johnson just didn't pull the trigger on the pass.
That was a good little wide receiver move. Miscommunication.
Yeah. Travius Brown just kind of hangs his head thinking about what could have been there.
Looking for Andrian Johnson, I believe, and Johnson wasn't ready for it.
He zigged when he should have zagged.
We saw that last night from Johnson. We had an excellent assist from Julian Booker, a no-look behind-the-back assist, and Johnson let it go right out of bounds with it. Just picking on him a little bit here. Done a good job out there hustling for the Indians here in the tournament this week. Here's Taylor trapped in the corner. Now Joplin, head fake, good job getting the defender in the air, and Johnny on the spot. There's Andrian Johnson picking up his first personal foul.
Yeah, great pump fake there. Just get your defender up in the air. That's exactly what you want to do. Now you go to the free throw line and try to get your 2 points.
Yeah, Joplin is 2 for 3 from the charity stripe so far. Got an opportunity to make it a 1-point game, and he will narrow the margin. Second one on the way, too strong. Taylor with the rebound. Strong putback, no good. Another offensive board swatted by Travius Brown, but I believe Travius Brown's going to be charged for the personal foul, which will be his first if that's the case.
Yeah, that's going to put Joplin back on the line.
And it was Brown picking up his first. Joplin is 3 for 5. Got a chance to tie it up here. It's the friendly roll. Yeah, hit the back iron and bounced in.
Almost looked like that was going to roll out. A little softer that time.
Second one, yep. Not the friendly roll. Not the friendliest of rolls, I should say. Trailing by 1, Colby Malone, three-pointer. Boy, he rainbowed that one up there. Did not fall for him, a bit too short. Now, still trailing by 1 with 6:30 left to play in the first half. Buchanan, cross-court pass for Taylor, and Taylor airballs a 3, and the Mark Tree fans in attendance let him hear it.
You gotta love this about rivalry games. They wasted no time getting right on him after he shot the air ball.
And now here's the EPC fans getting into it, making it feel like a home game for the Warriors. No foul called. Brown fighting for the rebound. Didn't travel, somehow kept it alive.
How about the defensive effort from both of these teams, Andy?
Unbelievable effort.
It's just intense defense. I mean, Nolan Richardson would be proud of this defense.
TJ Bush is sizing up Perry Washington right now. Look at the way he's looking at him. Perry Washington in the high post, and a travel on
Oh, we got a foul.
Got a foul.
Looks like they're going to get Taylor with
And
a
Coach
block.
Stephen Brown agrees with me. He wanted to travel
wanted
on
to
that.
travel.
Take a look at the replay. Oh, yeah,
He
without
might have got away with it.
Without a
Yeah.
doubt.
Yeah, he might have got away with the travel there.
So Taylor picks up his first foul. Isaiah Taylor with 1 foul. Now 18 fouls here on EPC. So that puts Mark Tree back at the free throw line. Andrea and Johnson scoreless so far tonight. Still a very low scoring affair between these two teams. Very defensive game so far.
Johnson got sneaky on us tonight. He changed his uniform number from 22 to 14. First free throw is up and in.
Second one. Taking his time. Now it's on the way. .5:30 to play here in the first half. EPC strolls it into the front court. Here comes the trap from Mark Tree. Gilmore with it on the far left sideline. Here's Joplin. Pivots. Back to Gilmore. Trying to work it inside, it looks like. And a blocking foul called on Mark Tree. I believe Perry Washington going to pick up his second.
Yeah, that is. That's his second. Looks like 16 fouls, so the next one will put EPC at the 1-and-1.
Here's Taylor. Deep three-point shot, stepped up, missed it. His second air ball, and again, Mark Tree going to let him know about it.
Yeah, they're going to get really brutal on him with back-to-back air balls there.
Whew. That's rough. 5 minutes now remaining here in the game, or the second half. Second quarter. I'll get it right in a minute.
Yeah, let's not speed this one up. Let's let this one go for a while.
There's a feed into Johnson. Johnson backs it around the perimeter. Johnson on the spin. Nice move. Can't find the backboard in the right place, though. Bush comes down with the rebound, and now here comes Travis Joplin. Gilmore calling for the ball over here on the near sideline. He's going to get it. Taylor hanging out down there in the left corner. Skip pass now for Gilmore. Oh, Brown went for the
nice
steal.
Move. What a crossover move.
Gilmore made him pay for it. Travius Brown, coast to coast. He'll go to the free throw line. And Coach Gilmore halfway out to the three-point line. I don't know if he's yelling at the ref or if he's yelling at his player.
I'm not sure.
Foul goes on Isaiah Taylor. That's number 2 on him. Just a 1-point lead here for Mark Tree as Travius Washington steps to the free throw line for the first time tonight. He'll rattle in his first one.
He's still I believe he's shouting instructions to his player. I believe that was a little frustration on what kind of defense he saw there.
Brown goes 2 for 2 on that trip. The lead is back up to 3 for Mark Tree, matching their largest of the night. Had 3 lead changes so far here in the first half. EPC trying to get back and tie it up. They could do it here with 1 possession. Gilmore at center circle, around for Joplin now.
Watch Gilmore trying to sneak off for the lob pass here.
That's what he was doing. Johnson doing a good job guarding that backdoor cut. Nearly bumped him back court. Went for the steal and missed it, did Malone. Step back jumper for Joplin, off the mark. Here's Gilmore. Gilmore, strong take up, off the mark. Fighting for the board, and referee says it'll go Mark Tree's way. A lot of jostling in there for that rebound, and Taylor had a hand on it. Looked like Bush might have had a hand on it, but one of them touched it last. We got a timeout on the floor. We'll just keep it right here with 3:40 left to play here in the second quarter. See Coach Wilburn giving her team some instruction right now in front of Kobe Malone, Jack Brown.
Andy, and the crowd just continues to grow. Down here to our right of one of the main entrances, you've got people standing 2 and 3 deep up against the wall, and also into the entryway about 3 or 4 deep on both sides. I mean, this is a very hot ticket tonight if you can get it.
3:40 left to play in the second quarter.
You got to think somebody paid off the fire marshal not to be here tonight with this kind of crowd. I mean, this is what you want, man. When the championship's on the line, this is the kind of crowd you want. As a competitor, you love to play in a gym like this.
Well, I mean, you can't call them because they're already all here. There's nobody at the station right now.
Yeah.
Shot from Perry Washington will find the bottom of the net. 7 points now for him in the game.
Good defense by TJ Bush there, but there's just not much you can do.
Bush has been all over Perry Washington. Even though he's got 7 points and leads all scorers, he's done a good job. Andrea Johnson comes up with a loose ball. Travius Brown lays it in. Good job by Joplin not picking up a foul there.
Right,
the words
right.
I'm trying to find.
And the lead has grown to 7.
Taylor for 3. Off the mark.
Not his night from that corner. He's 0 for 4 from three-point range.
He found the rim that time, though, and so
That's progress,
getting a little
right?
bit closer. There's a lean, no call. High glass shot, no good. Fighting for the rebound. TJ Bush and Colby Malone. Referee says jump ball. Possession arrow will send it the other way with the East Poinsett County Warriors. Great hustle from TJ Bush.
Yeah, the Warriors really need a basket here to kind of stop this little mini run by Mark Tree and break their momentum a little bit, because I believe the Indians have all the momentum right now.
They've scored the last couple baskets in a row here.
Andy, they've grown the lead with one of their main players on the bench. Paul Coleman has been out with 2 fouls, but this lead has continued to grow.
How about the
Nice play.
passing from East Poinsett County? Beautiful play from the Warriors. Touch pass in the paint to TJ Bush and a no-look dump off to Taylor. Taylor finds the backboard.
Here's Bush again.
Miss on Mark Tree's end, and now it's a 2-on-1 opportunity. Shot off the glass, and Joplin misses the fast break bucket. That was a big chance for EPC there, and they missed it. Travius Brown squares up, doesn't miss many of those. Jack Brown for the rebound, put back no good. Markel Perry Washington's going to clean it up, though. 9 points now in the game for Perry Washington. Lead back up to 7. Largest lead of the night for Mark Tree. .130 left to play now here in the second quarter. EPC showing patience. They may try to go back to this high post move for TJ Bush. Jack Brown standing right at the top of the key, though, ready to guard it. Got Travis Joplin all alone over here in the right corner, but Perry Washington's only about 2 steps away.
Well, they are so quick, he could be there in the blink of an eye.
Absolutely,
anyway.
That's what I'm trying to get at. Deep three-pointer. It'll find the bottom of the net. D. Buchanan for his first points of the game.
1 minute left before half, Andy. Let's see what happens on this possession.
4-point game, 55 seconds left. Jack Brown across the timeline. Perry Washington flashes to the top, back to Brown. Brown cuts. He'll go to the free throw line. TJ Bush picking up his first foul. There's the replay. Nice move by Brown. Looked like he was just a step slow on that give and go. I don't know if he was expecting that back from Perry Washington or not, but either way, he's going to get a chance at 2 free ones here. Try and extend the lead back up to 6.
That's actually the second foul on Bush as the first free throw falls true.
First points of the night for Jack Brown as well. Second one will fall. And a timeout. Nope, sorry, substitution is we're going to see Julian Booker for the first time tonight. He'll send Jack Brown over to the bench after hitting both of those free throws. 6-point ball game on our hands with 45 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Steal.
Nice steal. What a hustle play.
Bush comes up with the loose ball, falling off balance. Joplin has it now. 3-pointer, no good. Rebound, tip to Booker. 3-on-2. Travius Brown behind his back. Now Malone with it. Dump off. Johnson got away with the travel. Pass out to Booker. Booker can't save it.
Johnson probably should have taken the shot there. Just one too many passes, a little too unselfish.
18 seconds remain now in the second quarter. Now Buchanan will hold for the last shot. Buchanan, Joplin, Bush, Gilmore, and Taylor out there on the floor for the Warriors. Pop shot from free throw range will fall. Great look from D. Buchanan. 5 points here in the quarter for him.
Court.
Off the high glass, had a chance to fall, but won't go. 19-15 is the scores. The two teams hit the locker rooms at the halftime break. A great ball game on our hands through the first 2 quarters.
No doubt about it.
Tally up our stats, and we'll be back with some halftime presentation for you right after this here on Tubetown.
Life doesn't always go as planned. So when a power surge affects your TV, or a breakfast mishap takes out your laptop, Guardware multi-device protection gives you peace of mind, knowing your devices will be repaired or replaced with just one call and without breaking the bank. Protection you can trust. Guardware from Ritter. Enroll today to keep what matters most protected tomorrow.
No matter what kind of business you own or operate, you need to keep it connected. Ritter Communications delivers the fastest business internet speeds available at a price that won't slow you down. Ritter offers reliable 24-hour service with network monitoring, along with the scalable options your business needs to grow. And we do it all on our own fiber optic network. The choice is yours, and so is the savings. Connect to something better. Call or visit ritterbusiness.com today.
911, what's your emergency?
I'm home alone. Someone is trying to get in the back door.
Find a safe place like in a closet or under a bed, okay?
Okay.
Be very quiet and don't worry. Your home phone gave me your location.
Hurry.
Help is on the way.
Only a dedicated home phone can quickly pinpoint your address for emergency personnel. Cell phones can't. Keep your loved ones safe for less than 60 cents a day with a home phone from Ritter. Call today or go to rittercommunications.com.
Introducing Ritter Home Security. Ritter takes care of protecting what's most important to you, from threats like unwelcome visitors and fire, to making your life easier by putting the control of your home at your fingertips. Use the free app to shut the garage, lock the door, turn off lights, arm the system, and more. You can even turn back the thermostat to help save money on your energy bill. Plus, get a snapshot when your kids get home. It's smart, beautiful, convenient, and ready for your busy life. Ritter Home Security.
Until you've seen how fast it really is, some people's reaction to Ritter's 100 megabit internet might be like, 100 mega, huh? Here's how we describe it. Mega beautiful, mega fast, mega blast, mega party, mega Ritter. There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. In a word, that means mega fun. If you're not getting your high-speed internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
For your smartphones, tablets, phablets. For the browsers you carry in your trousers. Wowzers! For your big screens and small screens, short screens and tall screens, get speed that screams. From the top of your desk to the palm of your hand, it's the fastest internet speed in the land.
There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. If you're not getting your internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Ritter Communications, right by you.
High-speed internet for every grown-up, grandparent, kid, teen, and in between. Ritter's got it. Every JPEG, MPEG, and GIF for the working mom or the working stiff, loaded in a GIF. Whether you're a blogger, gamer, or pixel tamer, don't be a slow-speed blamer. Don't waste your time waiting to load that page. Get Ritter high-speed internet. It's all the rage.
There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. Only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
Technology was supposed to make our lives easier. No one told us about the plethora of glitches, viruses, hackers, hundreds of passwords to remember, and getting all our tech to sync up. Introducing Tech Home. Technology made easy for you and your devices. Tech Home makes it easy to set up, protect, and enjoy your internet-connected devices anytime, anywhere. Security, password management, backup, and premium tech support. Get back in charge of your digital life now with Tech Home.
With so many great mega services available from Ritter Communications, it's hard to pick just one. Save a bundle with bundled services. Talk as much as you want, when you want, with unlimited long distance. Get the speed you need with up to 15, 30, 50, and even 100 megabits per second internet. Enjoy online bill pay and protect all your online data and devices with Tech Home and Guardware. With so many choices, options, and savings from Ritter, all you can say is, wow! Mega services, mega savings. That's Mega Ritter.
You work here, you play here, you live here, and yet most of what you watch on television is about somewhere other than here. Until now, we proudly present Tubetown, TV about you. Tubetown is a Ritter Communications exclusive network featuring local sports, community events, unique and original programming from our community. Tubetown takes what's best about television, what's best about the community, and brings them together. Tubetown, only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
Satellite TV providers force you to sign a long-term contract, then saddle you with second-rate service and price increases. Ritter delivers TV service with stunning HD channels, plus bundle savings on the area's fastest internet, and a better home phone service with no long-term contracts, backed by our local customer care team. No contracts, no nonsense, just great service. Don't get stuck with a dish. Visit RitterCommunications.com to learn more.
Introducing Ritter's new whole home DVR solution. Record up to 6 of your favorite programs at the same time and watch them in up to 5 different rooms throughout your home. Manage your recordings, set parental controls, and more from your smartphone or tablet with the free Follow Me TV app. But the best part is equipment starts at only $25 per month when added to an existing TV package. Ritter Communications, right by you.
Welcome back to Lepanto here on the court of East Poinsett County High School. Andy Maness and Marcus Carlton back here with you at the halftime break. EPC and Mark Tree in a close one here. 19-15 is the score. Mark Tree with a 4-point lead, and they are holding on to that 4-point lead. Playing some great defense, but matching that great defense is East Poinsett County. The real question is, do the Warriors have enough gas left in the tank to keep it close throughout the second half? They've done a great job through the first 2 quarters, but can they keep it up?
Yeah, that's a really good point, Andy, because I believe Mark Tree has the advantage. If this comes down to a game where your bench players are going to play significant roles, I think Mark Tree's bench is a little bit deeper, a little more experienced, but you can see there in our halftime stats, neither team really lighting it up from the field. That's a change for both of these teams from last night to tonight. It's almost like they used up all of their ammo last night. Free throws, 4 out of 7 for East Poinsett County, 9 out of 13 for Mark Tree, 9 fouls to 6. But the big story here, Andy, if you saw Mark Tree play last night, you know, they were going just full-on NBA Jam on fire from three-point range. And right here, you see Mark Tree with a big goose egg, 0 for 4 from three-point range. I mean, both teams have just put the lockdown on defense tonight, and that's why we stand with neither team out of the teens as we get ready to enter the third quarter here in about 2.5 minutes. 19-15 is your score, with Mark Tree clinging to that lead.
Yeah, I think I'm counting back either 4 or 5 3-pointers from Mark Tree last night against Sloan Hendricks, and you know that's taking the foot off the pedal a little bit as well.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
We know that they're certainly capable of dropping in more than that. And again, a big stat. So great defense being played by East Poinsett County. They are really hanging in here in this championship round, where Mark Tree has without a doubt been the favorite because they're the undefeated team in this tournament. And again, you throw the rivalry matchup. We talk about how big of a rivalry game this is. You honestly don't even have to look at the records. As always, you can throw the records out the window.
Absolutely.
For the most part, especially when these two teams are involved, always play each other very tightly.
Take any cliche you want that applies to a rivalry game, and it's in effect here tonight. And, you know, it's cliche, but it is true. I mean, you throw the records out. Andy, I'm going to have you put on your coaching hat here, and I'm going to put you on the spot. First off, if you're Coach Stephen Brown for EPC, what are you telling your team in the locker room at halftime?
Well, the first thing you got to tell them is don't change up what you're doing too much. I mean, honestly, what they're doing right now isn't broken. They're only down by 2 possessions. They've just got to keep doing what they're doing. The thing they can't do, they can't allow second chance points. You've got to box out when you're on defense. You can't let Coleman get in there. You can't let Markel Perry-Washington get in there and get those rebounds, because those guys are killer on the boards. By the same token, you also can't turn the ball over. We saw EPC turn the ball over, I think, 3 times in a row between D. Buchanan and Travis Joplin. So, again, you're going to have to cut that out as well.
Well, you take. Let me interject here real quick. You take those 3 possessions where they had 3 consecutive turnovers. Even if they just convert that to 2-point field goals, they have a 2-point lead right here entering the third instead of being down by 4.
That's right. Still about 30 seconds left before we get started here in the third quarter. We are going to go ahead and just keep it right here and head into the third quarter. 3 lead changes so far tonight. The ball game has been tied once other than 0-0. Mark Tree has led by as many as 7 in the first half. And again, as Marcus mentioned, they lead by just 4 here at the halftime break, 19-15. Leading the way, Markel Perry-Washington has 9 points for the Indians, 4 points for Travius Brown, 2 points apiece for Colby Malone, Jack Brown, and Andrian Johnson. And they are 9 for 13 from that charity stripe. Looking at the EPC Warriors, leading the way for them is D. Buchanan. He's got 5 points, 4 points for Travis Joplin, and 2 points apiece for TJ Bush, Jonathan Gilmore, and Isaiah Taylor. So all 5 starters for EPC scoring here tonight. 4 out of 7 from the free throw line also.
Andy, here's something to watch early as we get into the third quarter here. Paul Coleman enters back into the game for Mark Tree after sitting out most of the second quarter with a little bit of early foul trouble.
Mark Tree will start the third quarter with possession. It's Booker, Perry-Washington, Coleman, Travius Brown, and Colby Malone out there on the left wing. For EPC, it's Gilmore, Buchanan, Taylor, Bush, and Joplin. Pass to Perry-Washington, head fake, leaning away. TJ Bush came down with the rebound, but had it stripped out of his hands by Booker. Buchanan came up with the loose ball, and he bounced it on the baseline. So it'll go back, or actually stay right here with Mark Tree, Lob out to Perry-Washington, and now he'll give it to Booker. Good to see the handles on Booker yesterday, and he did a great job there. You see the floor vision from Mark Tree.
Great pass by Coleman into Markel Perry-Washington.
6-point lead now for Mark Tree. Taylor has his pass swatted back. Stolen away by the Indians. Here's Colby Malone. Double clutch move in traffic. Won't fall, but Markel Perry-Washington headed back to the free throw line. This will be his 4th trip to the line. And watch this pass from Perry-Washington ahead.
Well, and even better is the decision made by Colby Malone to dump off because he realized he was too far underneath the goal.
And that's something we talked about last night with the Indians is the team basketball that they play. They play just unselfishly,
yes.
And their chemistry is top notch. I mean, yeah. you really can't even compare it to anybody else.
First free throw was no good. Second free throw no good. But there's Coleman. Gets the stick back and the foul. He'll go to the line to try to complete the old-fashioned 3-point play. Great battle here by Coleman to get that rebound and stick back.
Yeah, foul called on TJ Bush. That's number 4 on Bush. That's not good for EPC fans. So Coleman, as Marcus mentioned, getting those 2 points back that Perry-Washington missed at the line. Now he's going to attempt to get a third in there as well. Can't get it. But Coleman gets it right back, and they're going to wave off the basket, say he double dribbled. So the lead is up to 8, however. That is the largest lead of the night for either team, and Mark Tree is coming out of the locker room firing here. 4-0 run for the Indians over the Warriors in the opening minute of the game.
This is an
opening minute of the third quarter.
Dangerous moment here for EPC as Mark Tree has put together a little bit of a run and look to be extending their defense. There you go. Offensive foul. Creating basically another turnover.
Yep, Travis Joplin is picking up his 3rd, and now some of the starters are in trouble for Coach Stephen Brown.
Look for a timeout by Coach Stephen Brown here if Mark Tree extends this lead to double digits.
Booker across the timeline to Coleman.
That's a mismatch, Coleman and Garrett, that
Booker
favors Mark Tree.
And a foul called on Booker. Reaching in as Taylor collects the rebound.
He got stuck as well. He got stuck with a technical foul. So that'll be 2 quick personals because the technical counts as a personal foul.
And now
not sure what he said to Anthony Renshaw, but he said the magic word and got stuck.
Take another look at the replay here. Got pushed from behind. There's the reach in. Oh, yeah, I don't know what he said.
He kind of mouthed at him, but he said the magic word. Maybe told him he needed to clean his glasses or something. I don't know, but whatever he said, it worked.
Taylor off the mark on the free throw.
I'm a little surprised that Taylor is shooting the free throws here. He's had a tough shooting night. I'm not sure what I wouldn't have made a different choice there, but there's a reason I'm sitting up here and not down there coaching.
Yeah, he looked at the bench and said, I'm okay after he missed that first one. So he hits his second one, 3 points down the game for him. The lead trimmed back down to 7. And EPC will get the ball back at half court.
This could be a big turning point in the game. If EPC can capitalize here, maybe with a three-pointer or an and one to swing some momentum, this could be a turning point for them. Big possession right here. Taylor way out front with the ball. Now back to Joplin.
Just have to watch out again because they're missing some of their players that they started with in foul trouble. Deep three-point shot from Taylor, not a smart shot.
I don't know that that's the shot you want. He's now 0 for 5 from three-point range. Another missed opportunity there for the Warriors.
Jack Brown behind the three-point line. Jab step. He's going to let it fly. Gilmore collects the rebound. Ahead to Buchanan. Crosses over Trey Brown. Double clutch move blocked by Colby Malone. And Malone, woo! I don't know that he didn't get all ball on that one. Take another look at the replay. Great job by Buchanan avoiding Travius Brown. Got him with the hip there. Definitely got all ball, but the hip contact on the way up. Malone picking up his first foul. Buchanan's first trip to the free throw line. He'll drop it in. 6 points for him now in the ball game. And the lead trimmed down to 6.
If the intensity could be cranked up any more, it just went up a notch because Buchanan and one of the Mark Tree players were exchanging some words there before that free throw. So little chippiness starting to creep in to play here.
Knew that was going to happen. Again, these teams 10 miles between Mark Tree and Lepanto. So they are quite familiar with one another. Here's Paul Coleman on the jab step. Spins in the paint. One-handed floater will fall.
That's what Mark Tree was missing in the first half when he got into foul trouble.
So Buchanan walks it back up the floor. Trailing by 7.
Looks like Bush will be ready to come back in for the Warriors with the next dead ball.
Taylor gonna foul Jack Brown. That's gonna be number 3 on Taylor, I think.
Yeah, it is.
And I think that's up to 4 team fouls now on EPC here in the second half, so just a handful more.
Bush back in, replacing Tashawn Garrett. Bush is going to have to be careful playing with those 4 fouls.
Yeah, and Perry Washington, with the way he likes to bang inside the paint, you've really got to be careful. You have to play physical on Perry Washington. If you don't, then
he'll make you pay.
He's going to have some easy buckets. Same thing for Paul Coleman.
Absolutely.
High post shot for Perry Washington off the mark. Gilmore collects the rebound.
Ahead,
3-point shot on the way from Joplin. Off the mark, too strong. Gilmore for the rebound.
Gilmore.
Pushed from behind, didn't get the call. Taylor gets the rebound as well. His putback no good. After about a handful of low dribbles, watch this. One missed shot after the other. Gilmore has it swatted loose. Little push from behind from Coleman. He gets away with it. Another loose ball. Now the inbound, swatted out of bounds. It'll stay here with EPC. Warriors got lucky there.
Mark Tree's leaving the door open for EPC to creep back into this game, and EPC just can't seem to capitalize.
Yeah, only 4:49 left to play. They're getting every opportunity. But that defense from Mark Tree. Buchanan, three-pointer, knocked it down. Corner pocket good.
4-point game.
Mark Tree led by as many as 8, as Marcus mentioned, down to a 25-21 margin. Jack Brown spins and travels. Great defense from D. Buchanan, and now this place is starting to get a little rowdy. The EPC fans got some life back in them. And
had a timeout before the ball was
he was pointing, but the whole way Travis Joplin was walking with the finger point, so I wasn't quite sure who he was going for. So 4:29 left to play here in the third quarter. We are just going to keep it right here during this, and a 4-point lead for the Mark Tree Warriors. Take a look at the replay from moments ago. D. Buchanan sent to the free throw line. There's some Shots from Paul Coleman, that nice little baby hook there.
This is the exchange here where EPC has 1, 2, 3. And do they get 4 shots? No, 3 shots, and then the ball stripped away, but they maintain possession there. And then here's the big 3 by Buchanan to pull them within 4 as we approach the 4:29 mark here in the third. And now we've got dueling cheers going back and forth from the Mark Tree side to the EPC side. Andy, this is great. Love it.
This is what rivalry basketball is supposed to be about.
Absolutely.
Folks are still standing 3 deep on the baseline of either side.
This is a big possession here for EPC because they are on the verge of stealing all the momentum. And I think you can go back to that technical foul on Mark Tree as kind of the swaying point. But if a score here and the far side of the building over there may erupt.
On the floor for EPC, it's Garrett, Gilmore, Buchanan, Joplin, and Taylor. Mark Tree has got Malone, Jack Brown, Travius Brown, Coleman, and Perry Washington. 4:10 left to play in the third. Well, Buchanan looked like he wanted to get a step-back 3 in there, but Taylor lets one fly. Still can't find the bottom of the net. Garrett there for the putback, though. Call him Windex because he's cleaning up the glass. He makes it a 2-point game. Jack Brown across the timeline. Perry Washington back to Jack Brown. Dumps it off to Coleman. Coleman, too easy for him.
He had an attempted charge there by Deshaun Garrett, but I don't know that there was enough contact to warrant the call.
The lead back up to 4. Joplin calling for a screen.
2-1-2 defense here by Mark Tree, extended out. Almost, not quite to half court, but about halfway between the 3-point line and half court.
And you can see Mark Tree, this is why they play such great defense. They're not even out guarding Joplin right now with 3:15 left to play, but every one of them's got their arms in the air. And this is why they're so good at disrupting those passing lanes.
Absolutely. I mean, the wingspan of these players is impressive.
Now, we talked about it last night. Seems like they just ought to be able to flap their arms and take off from the floor, which when Paul Coleman jumps, it seems like that might be what he's doing. Three-pointer from Joplin. 1-point ball game.
What a 3 there by Joplin. Just stepped up right in the middle of that defense and nailed it.
He took his sweet time squaring it up, but he made it count. Perry Washington trying to find Jack Brown, and he throws it out of bounds.
Andy, all of the momentum has swung completely in this game from Mark Tree over to EPC, and I'll say it once again, you go back to that technical foul, and that seems to be the turning point.
You mentioned a moment ago this far right corner over here on EPC's end of the floor right now might erupt if they can hit a bucket here with 2:30 to play in the third. 1-point ball game. Joplin working against Malone, and Coach Brown wants to call a timeout. Wants to talk things over, and he'll take a 30-second timeout. So we've got an opportunity to kind of catch our breath as well.
No doubt. I mean,
1-point ball game, 27-26 Mark Tree lead. Take a look here at some replays.
Taylor missed, but Garrett, yeah, nice putback. Garrett just fresh into the game. He gets the putback, and then here, I believe, this is dump off to Coleman.
By the way, I just want to point out, you saw there on that replay, Coleman flat-footed could have dunked that basketball without a doubt.
Very easily. I'm a little jealous of that, Andy, as I stand at 5'0". Last replay you saw there was Travis Joplin nailing the big 3-pointer to cut the lead to 1. And now EPC with an opportunity to take the lead here late into the third quarter. You got to wonder what's on the mind of the Mark Tree players, because honestly, I'm not sure they've been in this situation this year at any point against any opponent.
Again, Mark Tree with their undefeated season on the line here. Their rival, the EPC Warriors, could be the ones to knock them off here tonight.
Watch Joplin lingering on the swing over here, wide open.
Wide open, there it is. Gets the look, squared it up. Oh, rims in and out. Jack Brown with the rebound. Here's Travius Brown, 1-on-3. Here's Coleman catching up. Travius Brown picks up his dribble. Deep three-pointer from Malone. Oh, my goodness.
He shot that from the woods, Andy.
5 points now from Colby Malone.
Wow. That was easily NBA range. As I said, I think he shot it from the woods.
And you hear the cries from the Indian fans here in attendance tonight. They loved it. 4-point ball game now. Woo, that takes the wind out of the sails of the Warriors just a tad. Garrett over the back. Or over and back, rather, not over the back.
Now it feels as if the momentum may be flipping back to Mark Tree a little bit.
Yep, big-time three-pointer from Colby Malone. Could have done it.
Man, he was deep. He had to be 25 feet out on that three.
He was pretty much on the Mark Tree bench when he shot that ball. Had Coach Wilburn sitting in his ear whispering, shoot it, let it fly. 1:10 remaining in the third in a 4-point ball game, 30-26 the score. Perry Washington thought about the three. They're still giving him the space to shoot it. He's going to drive, back out. Jack Brown wide open, off the mark. Had a great look at it, and now with under a minute left to play, let's see what EPC wants to do. Half-court trap coming. They get it in the front court. Joplin thought about the three. Here's Taylor, who thought about it as well. Now he's picked up his dribble. He's in trouble. Oh, Joplin double team now. Split the defense. Oh, good look.
He had a great idea there.
Yeah, had Tyshawn Garrett sitting on the low post on the left side. Tried to fit it between the defender's legs with a little bounce pass. Not sure if he tried to attempt a nutmeg there or not, but he had a tight space to fit it through.
Just a shade too tight on that one.
So 41 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. 4 team fouls for either squad, and it's a 4-point ball game. Inbound goes to the back court for D. Buchanan. Picks up his dribble in trouble. Now Joplin's got it with 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter. D. Buchanan, deep three-pointer, off the mark. Rebound, goes to Joplin. Joplin steps up to the free throw line, and he'll drop it in. 2-point ball game once again. 5 points in the quarter for Joplin, give him 9 for the ball game. And as Marcus mentioned, we're at 15 seconds now in the third quarter. Time dwindling down. 10 seconds now. Jack Brown to the top of the key. Markel Perry Washington with it now. Looking for Colby Malone. 3 seconds left. He's going to step up, drive, lays it in at the buzzer. Markel Perry Washington. A 4-point ball game as we head to the fourth quarter. The Indians on top, 32-28. Woo! Buckle your seatbelts, everyone, because we have got a tight one brewing in Lepanto. We're back with the fourth quarter after this on Tubetown.
It's time once again for the 2018 ESA St. Jude Radio Cablethon. Saturday, March 3rd from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. You can watch live on Ritter Communications Tubetown, Channel 21 in Arkansas and Channel 11 in Tennessee. Or take the Cablethon with you. Watch via Facebook Live on the Tubetown Facebook page or listen to the audio simulcast on Thunder Country 96.3. Don't miss the 2018 ESA St. Jude Radio Cablethon.
The 2A2 District Tournament on Tubetown is brought to you by Faith Funeral Service, Murphy Dental Care, Towle & Sons Auto Sales, Ritter Communications.
Coming back to start the fourth quarter here at EPC, and it looks like that the East Point St. County Warriors will have possession to open it up in a 4-point game, trailing the undefeated Mark Tree Indians by a score of 32-28. Andy, the one thing I love about Facebook is we get the instant feedback, and a great point was made by one of our viewers that right there on that last play where Markel Perry Washington got the layup, EPC almost has to have someone step in front of him and take a charge.
Oh, no doubt about it, because you can't, I mean, you'd rather end the quarter on a foul than you do 2 points. Oh, and Joplin, not the way you want to start the fourth quarter for the Warriors. Joplin turns it over.
Big momentum swing here because now it's already a 2-possession game. It could easily go to a 3-possession game here. And the way momentum has swung tonight, that could be big.
Booker, Perry Washington, Travius Brown, Colby Malone, and Paul Coleman out there on the floor for the Indians. It's Garrett, Taylor, Gilmore, Buchanan, and Joplin on the floor for the Warriors. Coleman at the top of the key with it, around to Malone. Now it's Perry Washington working on Taylor. Booker steps into a three-pointer, and he'll knock it down from the left wing.
Big three-pointer from Booker.
Lead back up to 7, 35-28. EPC got to have some points here. Here's Gilmore in the paint. Gather step, missed it. Whoa.
Might have got with a double dribble, I believe.
Three-pointer from Brown off the mark. Buchanan rather, collecting the rebound. Now over to Joplin. Here's the half-court trap. Stolen away by Booker. Booker stayed inbounds, kept his balance. Oh, too high of a dribble, though. Woo, that would have been good. Good defensive hustle from Julian Booker.
He had the great hustle to make the steal, and Booker's come in. You know, Booker got that technical foul, went to the bench, come back. He's trying to redeem himself here. The big three-pointer followed up by the steal. He just got a little bit ahead of himself there.
Booker, one of the senior guards for the Indians, so he's been playing EPC for a long time. Here's Gilmore standing on the Warrior logo. Now back to Rashad Washington, who's checked back in for EPC. He's in trouble. Over to Garrett, and a timeout called by Coach Stephen Brown. He's going to take a full timeout, 35-28 your score, 6:23 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Marcus mentioned a minute ago, a big-time three-pointer from Julian Booker. Here's the one to start off the fourth quarter from Colby Malone. Man.
I still can't get over how deep he was on that three, Andy.
Here's right here at the
amazing
end of the third quarter. And this is the last play of the third quarter. That layup from Markel Perry Washington right there at the end of the third. And there's that three from Julian Booker. 13 points from Markel Perry Washington. That three-pointer for Booker was his first of the night. Paul Coleman with 6. Leading the way for the Warriors, D. Buchanan's got 10. Travis Joplin with 9.
TJ Bush checking back into the game for EPC.
He's got 4 fouls, so he's going to have to
be careful on defense for sure.
Exactly, if he wants to stay in there. And he's done a good job, even though Perry Washington leading all scorers tonight with 13 points. TJ Bush has, without a doubt, been giving him the most hassle.
No doubt.
So after the timeout, EPC's ball, they're going to inbound in the backcourt. Now Gilmore with it once again. Here's Jonathan Gilmore working on Malone. There's a screen trying to find an open Isaiah Taylor in the corner, and they can't connect on the pass.
That's a big turnover right there because it leads to, thought it was going to lead to a three-pointer on the other end. Rattled out.
Here's D. Buchanan. He picked up his dribble. Taylor steps into a three-pointer from the left wing, rather. Can't hit it. Here's Malone, one-on-one with Buchanan. Sidesteps the defense. Misses the layup. Here's Joplin trying to outrun 2 Indians. Here's Taylor, nearly lost it in the corner. Back to Joplin. Joplin leaning from about 4 feet out. Missed it. Buchanan was wide open in the corner. Bush avoiding picking up that 5th foul. Good awareness there by Booker. Booker trying to draw it, kind of dribbling in front of him, hoping Bush would run into him. Perry Washington gets a couple of steps to take from the free throw line and takes a hard spill to the floor. Glad to see him get up okay. I believe it was.
Yeah, Buchanan. His second personal foul.
Take another look. See, they give him 3 or 4 steps at the top of the key. I would not recommend that. We've seen him pull up, and he's got a great stroke from free throw range.
But it's kind of pick your poison, Andy, because he's so quick. If you get up on him, he's going to blow right by you.
First free throw, no good. Having a little bit of struggles from the free throw line tonight, though. He's 3 for 9 now after that miss. The lead stays at 7 for Mark Tree. He'll hit that one. Make it 4 for 10 for Perry Washington, 14 points in the ballgame. Lead is up to 8. That matches their largest lead of the night. Joplin standing near the sideline in front of the scorer's table with 5 minutes remaining. And he's waiting on Coach Stephen Brown to tell him what to do.
Mark Tree in no hurry to go out and put pressure on him either because he's wasting time.
Yeah.
He goes off his foot out of bounds.
Feels like EPC slowly running out of steam here. They desperately need to get a stop in a basket to try to get things swung back their way.
Watch here on the wing, the battle between Joplin and Colby Malone. Little jawing, little bumping going back and forth here.
Yeah, it looked like Joplin was over here looking at Coach Wilburn as well. Shot from the free throw line from Coleman, off the mark. Really long rebound, chased down by Coleman, and he gets it to Perry Washington. Timeout called
Coach Wilburn.
By Coach Wilburn. So we'll see if it's a full or a 30. 4:37 left to play here in the fourth quarter, 36-28.
It is a full timeout.
While Wilburn's going to talk things over with her team, we're going to go ahead and step aside for a quick break. We'll come back with more fourth quarter action from this championship matchup right after this.
Murphy Dental Care is an avid supporter of high school athletics. Murphy Dental Care is also proud to be a sponsor for coverage of the 2A2 District Basketball Tournament on Tubetown. Everyone at Murphy Dental Care hopes to see great games filled with sportsmanship, competitiveness, and fun for all teams involved. Murphy Dental Care wishes the best of luck to the Sloan Hendricks Greyhound teams during their games in the tournament. Murphy Dental Care is located at 1031 West 3rd Street in Bowdoin, Arkansas.
The 2A2 District Tournament on Tubetown is brought to you by Faith Funeral Service, Murphy Dental Care, Towle & Sons Auto Sales, Ritter Communications.
Andy Maness, Marcus Carlton back here with you in Lepanto at East Poinsett County High School. 36-28 is the score. Mark Tree with a lead over EPC. 4:37 left to play in the fourth quarter. And Mark Tree has been on top since the first. The lead has changed 3 times in the ball game, but all of those lead changes came in the first quarter.
Oh, goodness. I have to believe that Bush just picked up his 5th foul.
Ooh. Yep, Tyshawn Garrett getting ready to check back in. And boy, the Mark Tree fans letting Bush hear it.
I'm not sure how much contact was on that, Andy, but I'm not sure we could tell from our angle either, because we were kind of shielded from the play a little bit, but obviously enough contact to warrant a whistle.
Mark Tree has outscored EPC here to start the fourth quarter
nice steal
by 4. Taylor nearly picking up his pivot foot there. A little off balance as he got the ball. Oh, Buchanan trying to trip up Travius Brown. 3-pointer from Joplin. Won't fall. Garrett with the rebound. Taylor with the putback on the loose ball, and now Garrett makes it a 6-point ball game. Or excuse me, that's Isaiah Taylor. I'm sorry. Get a little tongue-tied here in the fourth quarter with 4 minutes remaining.
There's a steal. Uh-oh. Watch out here, Andy. Oh, he missed the dunk.
God.
He missed the dunk.
And that is pivotal right now. Ooh.
Wow, what a turnaround.
Ooh.
What
that
a
hurts.
turnaround.
That absolutely hurts. And Gilmore can't believe it right now. The Boo Birds are out. They're letting him hear it. Mark Tree's taking an 8-point lead. And Marcus, you almost got to think, like, I know there's a lot of basketball left to be played, but that one hurts a lot.
Yeah, that's a momentum shifting play. Not only do you miss the dunk, but it turns into 2 points for your opponent.
Well, you had a chance to make it a 4-point ball game, even more so in the fourth quarter.
And erupt the building and steal all the momentum.
So Gilmore is going to get it in the backcourt now, trailing by 8.
Foul was on Colby Malone there. I believe his 2nd.
Buchanan, double team, now Gilmore, Joplin. Taylor thought about the 3, hasn't hit one so far tonight.
No, it's not been a good night for shooting for Taylor. He's a much better shooter than what we've seen.
3-pointer from Buchanan. Buchanan's right wing triple will drop. 13 points here in the game for him, and it's back to a 5-point margin for Mark Tree. Timeout on the floor. Let's take another look here at the missed dunk by Gilmore. Boy, if he had been just one step closer, might have had the height.
That stings. That leaves a mark.
Oh, yeah, he'll remember that one for quite a while.
Yeah, I don't believe any of his, if he has any friends on this team outside of the court, they may not let him forget it.
If he happens to be friends with anybody on the Mark Tree team, they're definitely not going to let him forget it.
Nice three there by Buchanan to cut the lead back to 5, and EPC calls the timeout. You got to wonder here, does EPC, do they run the risk here and maybe extend the defense up to three-quarter court, maybe even full court, to see maybe if they can force a turnover and get a quick steal? Looks like Rashad Washington's going to check into the game.
The biggest thing to look at with that right now, Marcus, is that EPC sits at 16 fouls. So they have to watch how aggressive they want to be with this much time left in the fourth, because anything after this is going to put Mark Tree right back at the free throw line. And unless it's Markel Perry Washington, everybody else is shooting perfectly from the free throw line tonight. Paul Coleman's 0 for 1. Travius Brown, Jack Brown, each 2 for 2 alongside Andrian Johnson. Perry Washington's been at the free throw line more than anybody tonight. He just happens to be 4 for 10. He is the leading scorer here in tonight's game, though, is Perry Washington. 14 points for him. Mark Tree out of the timeout with possession. They lead by 5, 38-33. Inbound goes to Perry Washington. He's guarded by Buchanan. Now in the backcourt to Travius Brown, picked up by Gilmore. Gilmore staying on him, forced a turnover. One-on-one, Buchanan with Gilmore. Buchanan takes it himself. 5 points in the quarter for him. The lead back down to 3. Travius Brown across the timeline. Somebody's got a foul. Charge.
Foul. There you go. Nice
Tyshawn
play.
Garrett able to plant his feet. And Travius Brown picking up the charge. His second personal foul of the ball game. And now Mark Tree's got 1 foul to give. So anything else from here on out, both teams will be at the free throw line.
And now the EPC crowd comes to their feet to try to cheer the momentum back to their Warriors. Here we go, Joplin. Kick over to Buchanan. Nice fake.
Oh, step back on the three-pointer. He's going to go inside now with it, score easily, and now it's a 1-point ball game.
Wait a minute, what we got here from the officials? Delay a game warning. Delay a game warning on EPC. They must have touched the ball when it come through the basket.
Yep. Yeah, and it looked like Gilmore was over there confirming that with the official right then. So 38-37 with 2:20 left to play here in the ball game. Mark Tree has not been able to get over the 8-point margin, and now EPC has whittled it back down to 1. And there was no foul cut. There was no travel called on that. Booker got away with one big time. Oh my goodness. That ball bounced up to his shoulder. And that's a costly miss for EPC as Perry Washington picks up his 16th point of the night.
Inside of 2 minutes here, Andy.
3-point ball game. Joplin directing traffic. 1:45 left to play. There's the screen. Looking for somebody to cut, gets it to Garrett. Three-pointer on the way, won't fall, no foul called. Offensive rebound, fighting for the rebound now. Goes out of bounds, referee doesn't know. He's just gonna say it's Mark Tree ball, I think. I think he had to look at the other officials and, no, he changed it, giving it to EPC.
Substitution in for EPC, Isaiah Taylor in, replacing, who did he replace? Rashad Washington.
Yeah, it's Taylor, Garrett, Gilmore, Buchanan, and Joplin on the floor for EPC. Booker nearly coming up with a steal there.
Wow,
ball goes out of bounds. I don't know how there was no foul called on that. I'm trying to remain as impartial as possible, but.
Little defense for offense here.
Whew. Very physical between these two teams.
Well, in this last minute 25 will be the most physical play we've seen all night. As you get down to crunch time like this, and your intensity goes even higher if that's possible in this game.
There's the inbound to Perry Washington, now to Booker. Booker sprinting ahead, free throw line
block.
shot blocked.
Oh, what a steal by Coleman.
Coleman comes up with it, and a timeout called by Coach Wilburn. 1:15 left to play here in the ball game. Woo!
My goodness.
Man.
What a game, Andy. What a game.
7 fourth quarter points for D. Buchanan for EPC. Watch this exchange.
Buchanan goes with the layup. Had the 2-on-1, decided to take the layup. Mark Tree back to the other end, and here, great position there by Tashawn Garrett. You can see it when it approached half court. You can see he was set and ready to take the charge. Here's Buchanan again, inside for an easy 2, and we've got a 3-point game on our hands here. Mark Tree coming back here, nice layup there by Markel Perry Washington. And Andy, I almost need to just catch my breath myself here, because this, man, the intensity is off the charts for this one and has been since the opening tip.
Mark Tree out of the timeout with Travius Brown, Paul Coleman, Markel Perry Washington, Kobe Malone, and Julian Booker.
I think Coleman got away with a travel there.
I think he did as well.
Had a little hop.
Mark Tree has gotten away with just a little bit here in this last couple of minutes or so. A lot of contact, still no call. Referee might just be, I was going to say referee might be letting them play out here, but I think D. Buchanan was in a position he knew he had to foul there.
Yeah, if you're EPC, you've got to foul there so you can get an attempt at getting the ball back.
Well, and the good news is you got Perry Washington at the line right now.
Yeah,
he's 4 for 10.
Not had a great night, 40% from the free throw line. So that's, if you have someone from EPC, if you're EPC, you have a specific player you want going to the line for Mark Tree, it's got to be Perry Washington.
So Gilmore is going to come out. Nope, sorry. Taylor's going to come out. Gilmore stays in for Tyshawn Garrett.
We go.
Beg your pardon. Taylor's going to stay in. It'll be Rashad Washington coming out. Coach Stephen Brown playing a little bit of musical forwards here.
1-and-1. He hits it.
Crucial.
How about that?
Crucial.
40% on the night, but when his team needs it the most, he steps up to the line and drains the big front end of the 1-and-1.
Yep, now it's a 4-point ball game, so at least 2 possessions for the Indians. 59.1 seconds remain. Perry Washington coming through clutch, hitting them both.
Big play. He's not hit both free throws all night. What do we got here? We have a block?
That's going to be a block. Coleman trying to draw a charge there. And that's going to put EPC at the free throw line.
And that's not what you want to do if you're Mark Tree, because you're giving your opponent a chance to score without any time coming off the clock. So that's, if you're Mark Tree, that's kind of a worst case scenario.
You know, with that said, though, Travis Joplin just ran full speed into Paul Coleman, so he might be a little bit rattled right now.
Yeah, Coleman's not hurt at all, but he may be a little rattled.
Not showing it there as Joplin drops in the first one. He's now hit double digits in the ball game, 5 for 8 from the free throw line. Second one on the way to make it a 3-point game. No, and Coleman comes down with the rebound, and he's fouled. I think they're going to get Joplin on that.
Yeah.
Yep, he knew it.
It's his 4th, I believe. We'll wait for the official scorekeeper. Yes, it is. That's his 4th.
So 42-38. That will put the Indians at the free throw line with 53.5 seconds left. Coleman, 6 points tonight. Been to the free throw line once to try to capitalize on an and-one opportunity, and he missed that one. Of course, he had to exit the game a little bit earlier as he got into some foul trouble there in the first quarter. Off the mark.
That was his first free throw of the night?
Second.
Second, okay.
0 for 2. Taylor for 3. Off the mark. Still can't find the bottom of the net. That would have been huge.
Tough shooting night for Taylor. 0 for 8.
Got a foul, and Gilmore, I think, is going to track him down and get a little tug of the jersey there. 30.
You got to feel for Taylor. He's a much better shooter than what we've seen tonight. He's just having a very off night from three-point range, because this whole tournament, we've seen him nail that corner three-pointer numerous times.
Yeah, that's his spot, and he's, I mean, that is where he has shot from almost every time tonight and just cannot get it to fall. So now Travius Brown, who's 2 for 2 with 6 points on the evening at the free throw line, and he'll hit the front end of it. The lead extended to 5. Mark Tree is closing the door on East Poinsett County with every second that goes by. Booker, Travius Brown, Kobe Malone, Paul Coleman, and Markel Perry Washington out there on the floor for for Mark Tree rather. It's D. Buchanan, Travis Joplin, Jonathan Gilmore, Isaiah Taylor, and Tyshawn Garrett out there. And the missed free throw stays here with the Indians.
Now, Andy. We haven't seen it yet from the Mark Tree fans, but we may see it here shortly.
Yep, Travius Brown back at the free
here
throw
we go.
line.
There she is down there. There's our
she
cheerleader
is.
down there.
We were looking for her earlier. We didn't know where she was. I said, don't worry, we'll find her. We will find our favorite Mark Tree fan down there. She has made herself known. And, yep, out come the keys. But, you know, you never say never.
5-point game, 33 seconds left. That's confidence. That's not arrogance. That's confidence. Free throw falls for Brown. And it looks like most of the EPC fans agree with her as the far side of the stands are having a mass exodus as we speak.
They are already trying to beat the traffic out of here. Second one on the way. It'll fall. And Mark Tree could be on their way to a tournament championship. 2-on-2, 27 seconds left. Travius Brown just gonna dribble around till somebody comes to get him. Now over to Booker, back to Travius Brown. Under 20 seconds left.
The streak lives, Andy.
The car keys are out. And Mark Tree will roll into the state tournament.
Andy, we're shaking here. The Mark Tree fans have gotten so rowdy that the stands are literally shaking under our feet. And that'll do it.
The Indians have defeated the East Poinsett County Warriors by a score of 45-38. They are your 2A2 district tournament champions here in Lepanto.
Wow, what a game. What a game. What do we want to do, guys? We want to keep it here or we want to take a break? How about we take a break and let's tally some stats?
Let's do that. Come back and put a bow on this tournament as the Indian fans own the EPC gym on this Friday night in February. We're back after this on Tubetown.
So when a power surge affects your TV, or a breakfast mishap takes out your laptop, Guardware multi-device protection gives you peace of mind, knowing your devices will be repaired or replaced with just one call and without breaking the bank. Protection you can trust. Guardware from Ritter. Enroll today to keep what matters most protected tomorrow.
No matter what kind of business you own or operate, you need to keep it connected. Ritter Communications delivers the fastest business internet speeds available at a price that won't slow you down. Ritter offers reliable 24-hour service with network monitoring, along with the scalable options your business needs to grow. And we do it all on our own fiber optic network. The choice is yours, and so is the savings. Connect to something better. Call or visit RitterBusiness.com today.
Here you see the trophy presentation underway. Just named the all-tournament players for Mark Tree. You had Markel Perry Washington, Colby Malone, and Travius Brown. Runner-up trophy being presented to EPC, and now the championship trophy goes to the now 26-0 Mark Tree Indians. And Andy, I do believe if the entire town of Mark Tree is not here, there's not many people left right up the road.
That's right, no doubt about it. Everybody in here celebrating tonight. You heard the Indian chant right before we went to break moments ago, and just an all-around great night and a great week for the Navy and Gold of Mark Tree.
Wow, what a game. I'm still catching my breath, Andy.
Me too. Again, the final score 45-38. We'll kind of start recapping some stats here for you. Markel Perry Washington leading the way for all scorers. He had 18 points on the evening and absolutely sealed this game with those two clutch free throws down the stretch. You had Travius Brown knocking down a couple of free throws as well that were very clutch, but I think you really got to give player of the game honors to Perry Washington.
I think so. I mean, you got to, but you've always heard the saying that big-time players step up and make plays in the biggest moments, and that's exactly what Markel Perry Washington did with those free throws, because he was at 40% on the night at the free throw line, 4 out of 10, and he's coming up with a chance to ice the game. And what does he do? The big-time player steps up, nails both free throws. He ends up 50% on the night, which is acceptable. You'll take that every night and run with it. 6 out of 12 for him from the free throw line. I've got him 6 out of 9 from the field, total of 18 points. What a game. I mean, EPC, and hats off to them, man. They gave it everything they had. Hard-fought game. Just a few possessions. This game could come down to just a handful of possessions where EPC had a chance to capitalize and just couldn't find a way to put the ball in the hole, whether it was a bad turnover, a miscommunication, whatever. They just couldn't seem to get over that hump tonight.
Yeah, just a few miscues away from really turning this one around and possibly coming away with the win. And you know, to their credit, I think there were a lot of people in this building tonight who did not expect this game to be that close. But
you're looking at one of them.
They were wrong. They
Yep.
were absolutely
Yep.
wrong, and East Poinsett County got to give them all the credit, and along with Coach Stephen Brown, just the way
Great
that he's
game plan
worked with
tonight.
this team.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, step for step, every inch of the way, battling against this Mark Tree team. And, you know, we talked about Markel Perry Washington. One of the other Indians we got to quickly mention is Julian Booker. He
No
stepped
doubt.
in after
Yes.
getting teed up in the first half, or excuse me, in the second half, rather, and steps up in the fourth quarter, knocks down what could have been a game-changing shot from behind the three-point line.
Absolutely. Yeah, deep three-pointer, you know, and then if I believe either right before or right after that three-pointer, he had a key steal that led to another Mark Tree possession instead of EPC getting a chance to go down and cut into the lead. So, you know, when you see a player that has a moment maybe where their emotions get the best of them, it's always nice to see them come back and redeem themselves with a big play, and that's exactly what Booker did with not just one big play with the three-pointer, but also the steal. I believe it was right after the three-pointer, Andy.
Looking at the EPC side of the stat book, definitely want to mention their scores. D. Buchanan, 17 points for him on the night. Travis Joplin with 10. 5 points for Isaiah Taylor. 2 points apiece for TJ Bush, Jonathan Gilmore, and Tyshawn Garrett. Back on the Mark Tree side of the scorebook, want to mention Colby Malone had 5 points. Travius Brown finished with 9. 2 points for Jack Brown, 6 for Paul Coleman. Mentioned that triple from Julian Booker, and then 2 points from Andrian Johnson off the bench.
Andy, that'll just about put wraps on this. I'm going to roll through some team stats real quick. Mark Tree, 15 of 24 from the free throw line, 62%. 2-point field goals, 12 of 22, that's 54%. 3-point field goals, I've got them at 2 of 8 unofficially for 25%. Over to EPC now, free throws, 7 out of 12 for EPC, that's 58%. 2-point field goals, 8 out of 19, 42%. And 3-point field goals here, this may be the story of the game, Andy, because one of the top shooters, Isaiah Taylor, had a bad night, 0 for 8. EPC was 5 out of 18 from 3-point range, 27%. That's a key factor in this game because Isaiah Taylor, I doubt very seriously he's gone 0 for 8 from 3-point range the whole season.
Yeah, and I mean, 7-point ball game, he hits 2 of those, and we're talking about a completely different,
Absolutely.
we could be talking about a completely different outcome. So.
Yeah, no doubt.
Again, we want to thank everybody for joining us here this week as part of our tournament coverage. We do this for you guys, the viewers, because we love bringing your community to you. We love coming out here and covering these events, so thanks for hanging with us all week. We certainly appreciate it. Thanks to our great sponsors, Faith Funeral Home, Talon Sons Auto, and of course Murphy Plumbing as well. And definitely want to give a shout out to all of our crew, the guys in the back who are making all this possible. Give a shout out to Brandon, Jason, Anthony, Tyler, Nathan, Richard. Of course, shout out to our guy Wes, who's at home tonight, not feeling too well, and of course Randy Myers, who helped call these games as well.
Yeah, Andy, let me interject something just real quick. I want to give the biggest shout out also to the 30,000 plus people who viewed the games this week. That is just an incredible number. I'll be honest, I did not expect the number to be that big, but I'll take it and run with it every single time. 30,000 plus viewers coming into tonight. So that number may be closer to 40,000 by the time we look at the final numbers on it. But thank you to everyone who took the time to get on Facebook and watch either 15, 20 seconds or all 16 games. It doesn't matter. You still watched. You helped create that number, so a huge thank you. And with that, Andy, I'll turn it back over to you and we can put a bow on this one.
That's right. And any sponsors who would like to inquire about advertising, please email Marcus Carlton at mcarlton@rittermail.net. That will wrap things up for us here from Lepanto. Again, thanks to all of our crew. Thanks to you guys, the viewers. Thanks to all the teams and coaches who participated in this tournament. Big shout out to Lepanto and EPC for letting us be involved in this one. And thanks again to the ladies in the hospitality room. For Marcus Carlton, I'm Andy Maness saying so long. We're signing off for this evening. You guys have a great, safe weekend. God bless.